Welcome back, Neptunians. Today I will take you through my picks for the top 5 most haunted places in Scotland. If you're a first time viewer, please consider subscribing so you never miss a video. Cairngorm Castle is well known for its links to the Shakespeare play Macbeth. However, it is an event mirroring another work of Shakespeare that gave the castle its ghostly resident. The ghost that haunts the hallways and rooms of Cairngorm Castle is thought to be the daughter of the Earl of Cairngorm, who is said to have fallen in love with the son of a rival family. When her father found out, he was furious. Driven mad by rage, he chased his daughter through the castle. In an attempt to escape, the young girl began to climb out of a high window, dangling from the ledge by her hands as her father entered the room. It is said that he drew his sword and brought it down, severing both of her wrists and sending his own daughter plummeting to her death. Many visitors to the castle have reported seeing a handless young woman dressed in blue wandering through the castle. Tall grey mountains reach skywards and cast dark, sinister shadows on Glencoe. The memory of what took place here remains and seems to even taint the surrounding air, which hangs heavy in the area. Glencoe was the site of one of the most dastardly betrayals in Scottish history, leading to the massacre of the MacDonald clan. In 1691, in an effort to quell the Jacobite uprising, it was decreed that every Highland clan must swear allegiance to King William III before the year's end. The MacDonalds of Glencoe held out longer than most, but eventually decided they must swear in. However, a number of factors meant that the MacDonalds were several days late in swearing in, and therefore their fate was sealed. In February of 1692, a regiment of 120 men, in addition to members of the Campbell clan, rode to Glencoe. They were met by John MacDonald, eldest son of the chief of the MacDonald clan, who asked what they were doing in this land. They explained that they were seeking refuge from the winter snow. In response, the MacDonalds offered the men food and lodgings, which was graciously accepted by the regiment, and a night of eating and drinking and even laughter followed. However, in the early hours of the next morning, the icy silence of the glen was shattered by the sound of gunfire, as the guests began murdering their hosts. The order had been given: put all to the sword under the age of 70. Many were killed in the massacre, however some were able to escape and flee to the surrounding mountains. However, unprepared for the bitter weather, many perished on the cold, unforgiving mountainside. Their memory now clings to Glencoe, giving the air an unsettling and restless atmosphere. It is said that on occasion, the anguished screams of the victims of the Glencoe massacre can still be heard echoing throughout the valley. Scotland is filled with majestic castles. One such example is Fife Castle. However, behind its tall walls dwells a heartbroken spirit. Dubbed the Green Lady, the spectre that stalks the rooms and corridors of the castle is thought to be Dame Lilias Drummond, wife of Alexander Seton, the first Earl of Dunfermline and resident of the castle in the 17th century. Alexander desired a son and heir, and although the pair had 5 children, they were all daughters. It was not long before Lord Seton's eyes began to wander and he began an affair with a mistress. Dame Lilias died on the 8th of May 1601, and Lord Seton wasted no time in marrying his mistress and bringing her to live with him at Fife Castle. On the couple's wedding night, they were disturbed by noises coming from outside their bedroom window. Lord Seton went to check and ease the nerves of his new wife. He found no one there. However, when Lord Seton opened the window the next morning, he found etched into the stone window ledge the words D. Lilias Drummond. The markings remain there to this day. In addition, the spectre of Dame Lilias has been sighted on numerous occasions, dressed in green and walking the stairways and corridors, the scent of rose petals trailing in her wake. Culloden Moor was the site of death and bloodshed, and like Glencoe, the memory of what took place there seems to have a lasting effect on the atmosphere of the surrounding area, and is felt by most who visit. Culloden was the site of the bloody battle that ended the Jacobite rebellion on the 16th of April 1746. After initial exchange of cannon fire, the Jacobite forces, made up of mostly Highland clans, charged, shrieking as they approached. However, as they got closer, the British forces loaded canister shots, essentially turning their cannons into giant shotguns, cutting down wave after wave of Jacobite forces. Men that were able to reach the British line and draw their swords were cut down by bayonets and musket fire. Culloden is described as a battle, but in reality, lasting just 40 minutes, it was closer to a massacre. To this day, visitors report hearing the sounds of the battle echoing through the moors, cannon fire and the clashing of swords. There has also been reports of a forlorn-looking Highlander that haunts the battlefield, often standing beside the cairns which mark the fallen, muttering the word, defeated. In the heart of Edinburgh's Old Town district, just off the famous Royal Mile, is one of the most haunted places in Scotland, Mary King's Close. The close was once filled with life. With many homes and businesses, it would have been a thriving part of the city. However, in 1645, an outbreak of the plague ravaged the area and decimated the population of the close. In a barbaric attempt to contain the spread of the disease, these neighbourhoods were walled up and the residents left to die, in what must have been unimaginable horror. The first reports of hauntings came in 1685 from the Coulthard family, who became new residents of the close. Thomas Coulthard and his family reported seeing numerous ghostly apparitions in their home, including the disembodied head of an old man with a long grey beard. The head would be seen floating through the rooms of the house. Sometimes it was said that the head was accompanied by a severed arm, which was intent on shaking Thomas Coulthard's hand. Since this time, many ghosts have been sighted in the close, including the spectre of an old worried man wandering up and down the close, and a woman dressed in a long black gown. However, the most famous spirit said to haunt the close is that of a little girl, with long black hair hanging in front of her pale face, which is covered in weeping sores. A medium identified the girl as Anne. Anne told the medium that she had died of the sickness in 1645. Anne also revealed that she had lost her doll and was lonely. As a result, the medium brought a doll to the room and it was left in the corner. Over the years, other visitors have left toys and gifts in the same corner of the room in an attempt to soothe the restless spirit of Anne. That was my list of the top 5 most haunted places in Scotland. Did I miss any out? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing. You can follow Nups on social media and also contact us via email. Until next time, question everything.